Good morning, people. Joey Suggs here. Welcome to today's video. Welcome to Road to Ripped, episode number 8, and we are on
Monday, March 24th, 2025 was 26 days ago.
day 26 of Road to Ripped 2025. If you're doing the quick math in your head, today's actually Easter, and I'm celebrating with a nice, tasty latte. I talked about roughly what's in this before, but it is 2 shots of espresso, honey, cinnamon, whole milk. I've been using whole milk recently a lot. And then I got like the little foam topper thing from the store. Actually pretty freaking solid. And we'll talk about the calories and macros in this in just a minute, because to celebrate today, I swear, I promise this is not turning into a golfing channel, but I am going golfing today. So we are gonna make some breakfast sandwiches. All right, starting with a little bit of real butter in the pan. Toss in 3 eggs, hit them with a little bit of salt and pepper. So this is definitely a new one, but these little quick cook hash browns literally just go in the air fryer for like 7 minutes or so. So we'll toss that in. And as the eggs finish up, I'm gonna toss in a couple slices of this Canadian bacon. It's actually like turkey bacon too, and 3 slices for 60 calories and 10 grams of protein. Pretty solid. And lastly, I have these sourdough English muffins. Really good, and I'm just gonna lightly toast these. And assembly as follows: bottom English muffin, Canadian bacon, egg, slice of cheese, Canadian bacon, top. And finally, garnish with 2 hash browns. All right, people, we are starting off the day as strong as humanly possible. I forgot I have made 2 eggs for myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that other one on top. Wow. That is an insane looking breakfast sandwich and an insane first meal. Should we take a bite? I might have overcooked the egg just a little bit, but all around, maybe not actually. I see some yolk drizzling out the bottom. Something I was really impressed with were these. So literally 7 minutes in the air fryer, you're left with a crispy, like true hash brown, like McDonald's style hash brown. And 2 of them together is only 170 calories. I feel like that's not that bad. The flavor is honestly insanely good. And for someone who likes hash browns, I feel like 170 calories for 2 of them isn't terrible. The meal in total came out with the coffee and everything in there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this meal, but 780 calories. Really not too bad, I don't think. And we are getting some exercise in today because we're going golfing. So now the macros, on the other hand, not a ton of protein, but that's understandable. We have plenty of time to make that up later in the day. But all around, for a breakfast sandwich like meal, this is absolutely ideal. We have made it to the course. It was a little cloudy when we first got here, but it turned out beautiful. We're playing the yards again, which is what I played like a couple weeks ago with Dalton. And I just hit a beautiful tee shot with my new, or not tee shot, a second shot with my new 5 wood. And we are going for the hole here.
All right, period camp. I've been reading my Kindle, scrolling through my phone, scrolling through TikTok. We have a Bloody Mary. We have an Alani New. Joey's drinking a beer. Road to Ripped my ass. Joey is setting his toothpick into the ground, and now he is placing the ball onto the toothpick. He's grabbing the stick, aligning his hands in the correct formation, and he's gonna hit the ball off the toothpick in 3, 2, 1 with the stick. Oh, that was just a practice run. He missed. And we're gonna whack in 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Oh, miss.
We're setting up. There's no toothpick in this round. It's just a stick and a ball. Slay.
Delete. Just swing your shoulders. Don't swing your...
Don't hit it hard.
No, just like sweep it.
Like that?
That was pretty good.
That was so good.
Ooh, that was good. Oh, look at that.
Slay.
All right, I let Perry hit a couple like lead shots, and she's now addicted. So we got a bucket of range balls. We're gonna hang out for a little bit and hit some balls. All right. It is obviously now the next morning. We finished up golf and very long day. Had quite a bit of food I'll talk about later. and enjoyed Easter. All around a very successful weekend in my opinion. And it is now about 11:30 on Monday, and I am gonna have my first meal, which is going to be some of this Trader Joe's beef jerky. Simple, tasty, delicious. And the whole bag, 360 calories with 36 grams of protein. Great way to start a Monday. All right, people, the time is almost 2 p.m. Actually, it's 1:50. I have a meeting at 2, but I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna eat something before. I did actually get a little bit of cardio in during lunch. 33 minutes walking on the treadmill. Not too bad at all. And I am gonna have a little snack, like I said before I go into this meeting. It is a Belvita. They're just a little like chocolate wafer cookies, but I feel like they are pretty filling. And like, if I'm starving, I just need something really quick. They do a pretty good job of that. And not too bad on calories either. They're only 220 calories, so it brings up to like right around 600 for the day. And we do have 40 grams of protein. So not a terrible start at all. This day's a little hectic. I'll explain why later on, but we're making it through one small meal at a time. Whew, okay, we are finally done with our meetings for the day. So that means we can finally have lunch. It is 4:15, and what we have here should be no surprise. It's a clean eats meal. This one is the Keto Bacon Chicken Alfredo Low Calorie. It's a combination of chicken, turkey bacon, and broccoli, I think, with a little bit of sauce. It's maybe not my favorite one of them all, but it's not bad at all. And this late in the day, it's much needed. I will also say that Belvita definitely held me over. Like, I was exactly what I needed to get through that meeting and kind of make sure I wasn't like super hungry all the way through. And it led us here to this meal. Current calories and macros as it sits right now, we have 916 calories in for the day, not too bad. The meal is like 330, and 77 grams of protein. Nice little split on fats and carbs. Maybe I have something else before I leave here. Maybe I don't. We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, I didn't have anything at the office. I could have had a protein bar, but I've actually been craving something which is super weird for me. Well, I guess it's not that weird, but it's just new. And I know I'm gonna freaking butcher it again, but muesli, whatever it is. I had a bowl of this a couple days ago, like for breakfast time. It was delicious, and like it was really, really filling. So I've kind of been craving it ever since. And how I made it last time is about 1 serving of it poured into a bowl, and then I let some milk, not a whole lot, but just enough to like get a good coating on there. Go ahead and give this a quick stir, and I'm actually gonna let it sit for a little bit and soak up some of the milk while I go get changed. And just a few minutes later, this is nice and soaking up, and we have whatever this is called that I cannot pronounce. We have it right here. I kind of don't know how to describe this other than like, it tastes healthy, but like with a side of like being sweet. I think it's just a really good mixture of both. Like it has that like crushed oats, the crushed grains, but it has that like chocolate as well. And then it also has like the protein puffs. And when they get soaked in the milk, it still has crunch, but like it's softer. And honestly, I'm a fan. All right, so just polished that off, completely gone now. Under 250 calories for that. Like I said, like last time I had a little more of it. But a really, really good filling meal for that too. And 1,100 for the day with 95 grams of protein. In my opinion, we are right on track and doing very well. All right, pre-workout meal done. Now we have some pre-workout being done. And it's gonna be a combo of the Prozis Big Shot and the Ripped pre-workout. And it's not super, super heavy on like the caffeine stem, which is nice because I really want to get a good sleep tonight. But I also want to get a really, really good workout in. And we got some new workout equipment that I'm really excited about too. So we're gonna be talking about that today. But first things first, we're gonna get a little warm up in, which I think might actually be hitting the range instead of walking on the treadmill because I want to hit some balls. All right, a solid 15 minutes of hitting balls. And that was kind of a warm up for our back and bicep day we're gonna have today. By the way, Greg is gone. So Perry's filling in as a gym partner for today for back and biceps. And another new thing, this right here, a brand new bench from RipFit, a brand new release, and honestly something I've never even seen before with benches. Really, really unique. So I'm gonna talk about it a little more throughout the video, as well as the addition finally of weight stacks for the RipFit M1. I've been wanting this for so long. It is something that I feel like is such a huge luxury item on a rack like this. So super, super excited to see it. We're gonna be using that today as well. And also huge shout out to RipFit for sending this stuff out to me to try out. There is a link down below for RipFit stuff, and you can use code RFJoey to get, I think, like 12 or 13% off, which is quite a lot when you're talking about the money associated with this stuff. So without further ado, let's get into a little back day today. All right, so the first exercise is going to be a cable pull in. We're gonna do like 1 or 2 warm-up sets and then 4 working sets. And this is one of the first and best luxuries of having a weight stack on your rack, is that when you're working out with someone who maybe isn't as strong as you, they can quickly change the weight from one to another. And this is a super nice magnetic pin that goes in 11-pound increments from 11 pounds to 132 pounds per side. So you get a lot of really good play there. So for this exercise, we're gonna keep it nice and steady, probably focus on like 10 to 12 reps for those 4 working sets. That should be a pretty good start to back. All right, warm up done. That actually felt really good. Now moving into our main back movement for the day, and that's gonna be lat pull downs. That brings me to the first really awesome feature of this new bench. Not only is it wider, heavier, more stable, but you also get a really, really stable decline as well, because you have an actual pop pin holding up the back end. And when you pop it all the way down, you then go into a decline, but with a lot of extra stability there. So we're using the bench as our seat for the lat pull downs, and we're gonna do probably 3 hard working sets of 8 to 10, keeping the weight pretty heavy. Which brings me on to another point about the weight stack, is you can tell it has 2 metal horns for additional weight. Now, yes, you can use this if you wanna do bands, but it also allows you to add additional weight plates when those 132 pounds just isn't enough. For me, it's very few exercises, but one that there definitely is with a lat pull down. So it offers you that extra flexibility of putting more weight on already built in to the weight stack, which I think is really, really nice. All right, lats feeling nice and plump. Now on to a movement for like the mid upper back. One of my favorite movements, honestly, as of recent, and that is chest supported rows. And this is where this bench gets kind of crazy. I have never seen a bench before that turns into like a chest support or like a mini bench. The magic of this like hinging mechanism really adds some diversity into this equipment, and it allows you to not only do things like over the head dumbbell skull crushers that you wouldn't normally be able to do because of how high the bench is. Not only is there a ton of different functionality, you can also just put it all the way down and then it's completely out of the way. Also allows you to do chest supported rows on it. And at first I was like, I don't know if this thing's gonna be able to support the weight of my chest plus 120 pounds of dumbbells. I was very pleasantly surprised right away. A super unique bench that I've never seen anyone else do before, but I really, really appreciate the functionality of it, and I've enjoyed doing chest supported rows on it since then. But with these chest supported rows, I'm gonna do 3 hard working sets of right about that, like 6 to 8, maybe get up to 10 if I possibly can. And that should be a really, really good squeeze and an awesome movement for the upper mid back. All right, I had to pop the top off because it's getting sweaty in here, but we're gonna work into one more back movement. But before I do that, one more trick of the bench. So besides being fully adjustable all the way up and down with the back, the headrest, and the seat, whenever you aren't using it and you wanna store it somewhere safely and compactly, all you need to do is just put it up on its side, and that support system that holds the head up when it's in the flat mode also has a support for when it sits straight up. So it's extremely sturdy and it's super compact. You can store it pretty much anywhere vertically, and that makes for an even better all-rounded bench in a home gym where you need the extra space. So we're gonna work into one last movement for back, and that is going to be a cable pull in. We're using like kind of a tricep rope style here, but I really like the movement with this rope as well. And as you can tell, we're gonna be not quite supersetting, but 2 different people using 2 different weights, switching it extremely easily because you have the added benefit of the weight stack. All right, back finished up, and now we can work into a little bit of biceps. Also gonna throw in some abs. So I think I'm gonna do a little superset action here. For ab superset, I'm gonna do weighted crunches. This is like with the cable machine once again, and it is one of my favorite ab movements for sure. So probably do 3 sets of like 10 to 12 there. Then I'm gonna superset that with, I guess these are like oblique shrugs kind of, or oblique pulls with dumbbells. Another decent ab movement for your obliques and like side abs. So I'll do 3 sets of that superset and then hop into a bicep forearm superset, just using this easy curl bar, doing probably about going for like 10 to 12 reps of bicep curls. And then we'll go ahead, flip over and do neutral grip curls to focus more on the forearms. And I feel like that should be a really, really solid way to wrap up back and biceps with a little bit of abs in there today. And that, people, is gonna wrap up the workout for today. Huge shout out to RiffFit for this stuff right here. If you guys wanna check anything out, like I said, the link down below will take you straight to RiffFit's site. You can use that code RFJoey, you're gonna save that money. One, for the weight plate stack. If you're someone like me who like uses this piece of equipment every day, it's expensive, but I think it's a really good investment for long-term use. And the bench, I mean, I think it's a very, very fair price bench, and you're getting some features that I've just really never seen before, so some ingenuity with that. Let me do a little light magic, and let's get into a physique update. All right, people, so I'm trying something a little different with like the camera settings, so I'm making it a little darker. I don't know if this is gonna look good or not, but we're giving it a shot for today's physique update. And man, I don't really know how I feel. I was really happy with the progress, and we talked about that in the last video. And I didn't slip up really. I think the last video ended Friday morning. And then after I played golf, I didn't do a whole lot of eating. But I did go out at night, have some drinks, woke up the next morning, and I was so light, like so light. So if I pull up the last time we were here, I think I was at 213.6 or maybe 213.2, wherever that was. I woke up the next morning at 209.1. Now, yes, I was very dehydrated, I think. And it wasn't a true 209, right? And you can kind of tell that because the next day, I think this was Easter Sunday, I woke up at 211.5. And this morning, for whatever reason, I did weigh myself, but it didn't register. So I'll have to weigh myself tomorrow morning and just put it in the video right now. But I do remember what the scale said because I wasn't too happy. I had popped back up to like the 213 area. And like tradition goes in this series, I think I know why, and I think it had to do with what I ate. So let's start back at Friday. I didn't really track Friday, unfortunately. I tracked my protein that I had, some rice cakes, and I had a croissant, and then didn't track the rest of the day. That's on me. I was just out golfing, doing a bunch of stuff. But I did try and track, actually I tracked pretty well Saturday. That's when I had the meal that I actually had pre-workout for breakfast. Had a really, really solid day, only 1,800 calories, and I think I might have forgot like one thing in dessert, but we did not great on protein, only 99 grams of protein, but low on calories, and I think that's Saturday morning is the morning I woke up at 209. Now, I don't know what happened yesterday. Actually, I do know what happened yesterday. It was Easter, okay? It was Easter. You saw, or no, you didn't see the breakfast. Oh wait, yeah, you did. You saw breakfast. And then you didn't see what I had for my meal too, and that was a bunch of beer, brisket, mac and cheese, M&Ms, fruit tarts, birthday cake, all this like, well, just Easter food. So I think that's the main reason why the calories were so high. And because of that, I definitely popped up this morning. Now, hopefully I level out a little bit coming soon. And I think that will actually happen. But that brings me on to the next point, and that is these next couple days are pretty important because today is Monday and I leave town Wednesday for the only thing I have planned for the rest of Road to Rip except for like a wedding, but it's the bachelor party for the wedding. And I'm gonna be in the Keys from Wednesday to Sunday. So that's gonna be I'm either gonna put on a lot of weight or lose a lot of weight, but either way, it's not gonna be good for Road to Ripped. So I'm trying to front load getting like low calories and good protein and everything like that in now, because I already know it's not gonna be good. So I feel like in this physique, I'm kind of holding a lot of water. And hopefully I think that just is from drinking some yesterday and like not getting a ton of rest this weekend and just going on and on and on. But I think over the next couple of days, and I think I'm gonna film Wednesday, so you should be able to see that in the next video. Hopefully I level out. That being said, I am gonna do some cardio now that we are done with the physique update and the workout, and I need to get some good cardio in because, like I said, I'm not gonna be able to do it all pretty much for like a week coming soon. All right, people, that was 2 hours, 15 minutes of a workout. Well, plus the warm up, golfing, then the cardio and the physique update and everything else. I did do like 15 minutes, actually did a little over 15 minutes. I am gonna go ahead and have some protein now, and I'm gonna have this Prozis. This is like their 100% just pure whey isolate. It's only 110 calories and 25 grams of protein per serving. And this I just like to pour in and measure the grams. So that's a little over 2 servings. This is their chocolate hazelnut flavor, and that is exactly what it tastes like. And it brings our calories exactly to 1405 for the day. Still have plenty of room, and we do already have 151 grams of protein, so that is very solid. Because the workout was so long, it's like 8:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop right into dinner for tonight. All right, we're gonna have a little fun tonight cooking. I'm gonna use these fire roasted peppers and onions. Gonna do like right about half the bag in here and let those start to sizzle. And to go in that, we're gonna make these pollo asada. And once again, another Trader Joe's item. This is actually made with chicken breast. All right, so that is cut up perfectly and cooking up. While that finishes, I'm gonna put one of these bags of rice in the microwave and just cook that for a few minutes. All right, we're gonna make some bowls tonight, starting out with some lettuce. Next, we can add in our rice we just finished cooking. And finally, add our chicken and pepper and onion mix. And to top off with just a little more flavor, I'm gonna add some feta cheese to each one. All right, people, look at this bowl right here. One, it's huge, it's massive. 2, it smells insane. I did have some Taco Bell sauce. I haven't even tried the meal yet, but I'm probably gonna put this over it. Yeah, I feel like I needed like an avocado cilantro or like something like that, which I just don't have right now. Because of the lettuce, I feel like you have to have something like that. But regardless of the lack of sauce, I feel like this is still a really nice meal. Quick, simple, and easy as well. An absolutely massive bite, but let's give it a shot. I've said it multiple times at this point, but those pre-seasoned meats at Trader Joe's are just so hard to beat. Making this into a salad kind of with the lettuce adds so much more volume. Not that I am hungry and really need it, but it is really tasty. And the peppers and onions play a fantastic role as always. And I feel like for how big this bowl is, not that bad on the calorie side. 630 calories, that's pretty freaking good. Brought us up to right over 2,000 for the day. And we are absolutely smoking the protein goal. 212 grams of protein so far. Cannot complain about that at all. So very, very happy with where we're sitting. And I'm very, very happy with this dinner. It's been, what, 3 weeks, 7 or 8 episodes now of Road to Ripped, and we haven't had the same meal twice. So fingers crossed we can keep that going for a little longer. All right, people, I just got done with a shower. It is approaching 10 p.m. And it's starting to happen. I'm starting to get a little bit of a sweet tooth at night now. Not all the time, but tonight is one of those nights. Now we do have some extra calories. I don't know if this is really a good idea or not, but we're gonna try it for tonight. I wanna like sit on the couch, relax for a little bit. I haven't done that in a while, and the new Black Mirror is out, so I wanna watch that too. So I figured let's have a little salty treat of some of this lesser evil popcorn. It's actually really not that bad. 3 cups is 120 calories. This entire bag only has about 4 servings in it. Now where it gets a little naughty is I am gonna have some M&Ms as well. This is like the bag of peanut, normal, and peanut butter. So a pretty good mixture. Now I haven't eaten it yet, but I did kind of track it. Almost like worst case scenario. I don't think I'm gonna eat this much, but I could get a little naughty and indulge. About half the bag of popcorn and 2 full servings, or like pretty much like a large bag of M&Ms. Yeah, I mean, it's a little over 500 calories for a small, very unfilling dessert, but it does leave our calories right about 25 or like 2,600 for the day, and we ended up with 222 grams of protein. I'm honestly not upset with those calories and macros at all, and I have a couple more days to hone in before we leave on a trip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A lot was covered. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot more to still do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, always a thumbs up is appreciated. But without further ado, I'm gonna watch some Black Mirror, have a nice little dessert, and catch you very shortly in the next one. Peace.
This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah.